Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of Python for Data Science. I am your instructor Ms. Alparupala. So today we are going to learn more on the topic that is shipping of the data. Today we are going to learn about first of all working with the XML file, that what is the XML file, and then after we are using the XML document. So in previous lecture we had learned parsing the HTML document. It is the similar kind of that we are taking the understanding of our HTML document. Same way we are taking the understanding of our XML document. So basically what is XML document? So basically the XML stands for extensible markup language. So it is also a kind of markup language which is based on the tags. In an angular bracket we are using the tags and a words or a text we can say. This particular XML language we are using to store and transport the data, and this will be readable for both the human and machine readability. And this is distributed data over the internet, so it is very lightweighted and we can use very quickly. So this is the advantage of using the XML document. Now the parsing of our XML document. So what is the parsing? As we have already understand that a parsing of the HTML, right? So taking the understanding of our HTML document, same way parsing of XML means taking the understanding of our XML document. So for the parsing of XML document, we are having two options. First one using the Beautiful Soup library and second one using the XML module. So let us just learn both of them. So first method is Beautiful Soup method. As we have already learned in our parsing HTML that what is a Beautiful Soup method. So for that we must need to import this from BS for import Beautiful Soup. Okay, in the argument of a constructor of this Beautiful Soup, we are providing two type of data. We can provide the data by the local file storing and reading that file, or else we can provide the data using the string. So we are providing our data using the file that is XML data.xml. In a reading mode we are opening it, and that is stored under the fh file handle. Now we are reading our content using the read method, and which is stored under the data object. Now we are giving as an constructor argument of our Beautiful Soup method, that is data, and now we are reading our XML document, so we are using the LXML parser. And this particular Beautiful Soup method is returning us a soup object. So by this soup object we can do different fundamentals. So let us just run this code first. Okay, so this is the get text method which we have already learned, and this is the soup.prettify method. But just let us check our XML data.xml file first. So this is the XML data.xml file, in which firstly we have defined that this particular file is based on the XML version 1.0, and this is the special file which is containing a special tag. Now in HTML, whatever the text we are using, that is what a predefined text. We cannot change that text. We cannot change the case of that particular tag. But the XML is based on the user defined tag. That means we can take whatever tag we want, but it must be open and it must be closed by slash. Now this particular we are creating our own XML file. So we can take our tags, even though we can take our own attributes of that particular tag, we can take our own text which we want to store with the representation of that particular tag. So here we have created a XML file with the books tag. So this is our main tag, that is books tag. Now in that we have created three different book tag. And in single book tag, we have created another three different tags, that is title, author and price. Title, author and price. Title, author and price. Now this title we have used the names and copies, two different attributes. the name is equals to cat and copies is equals to 2. So this is the our XML file. Basically we are using this XML file for storing and transferring the data content. Now let us go to programming. Okay, so we had successfully compiled this particular file or passed this particular file, and this is under the soup object. Now we can get the data, all the content text using the get underscore txt text. So this is all the text which is stored under our file. Now the prettify method will return us the file with the tags and text both. So this is the XML version in which we are having this all the tags and text, body tag and book tag, books and all. So this is the prettify method. Now if you want to specifically find out some attribute or text of particular tag, so here we are using the find method to find out the author tag. So whatever the first occurrence of our author tag it will return it. So this is the first book's author. Now if you want to find out all the occurrence of any particular tag, so for that we can use the find underscore all method. So this will return us the list with the element provided all the title tags, because we have searched for the title tags as a list element. If you want to specifically identify a particular tag with the attribute name, so we can provide it as a second argument of our find method in a dictionary key pair value. So this is my title tag but with the name of cat, and that we are storing in a cat underscore title variable. Now this we are doing for getting the particular get method copies attributes value, for using the get method to get the copies attribute value. So this is under the title tag which is having the name is equals to cat as an attribute. So first of all we are finding that particular tag. Now we are applying the get method to get the copies value, which is the attribute of our title tag, and return the value of it. So this is the value 2 which is returned. Now this is the first method which we had learned, that is beautiful soup method. Now let us understand the second method. So the second method requires a library to be installed which is import xml.etree, that is again a class, dot elementary, that is also again a class of etree, as et. So we are taking our whole this module class as an et variable. Now we are parsing our XML file using et.parse method. et.parse method, and in argument of it we are providing our file name, that is xml-data.xml, and that we are storing in variable or object, that is myTree object. Now this particular will return us the myTree object. So let us just run this code to check that what is the myTree object. Okay, first we need to run this to import the library, and now this is what xml.etree.elementary object at this particular hexadecimal location. So this is myTree. Ultimately whole your XML data is converted into the tree data structure, and that is stored in this myTree object. Now how we can identify that this is the root? Obviously your whole tree will be represented according to the root node only. So what is the root node? To get the root node we can use the method that is get root. So myTree object dot get root, that we are storing in a myroot. But again this is what? Object written by which we can perform all the tasks, right? So this myroot will not represent us that which is the tag which is used in as in myroot tag, right? Root tag. So for that we must need to use tag attribute to represent the tag of it. So here it is, this is the myroot output, that is element books at this particular location, which is the object. Now to get the tag of this particular myroot, so this is the books. Same way, we can also take the data, a variable which is of a string variable, multiple line string variable. Okay, whole our content is written in this string variable. Now we are using the et dot from string method to get content and parse it from XML data to our myRoot object. So this is et dot from string data myRoot, and this is myRoot1. So we are just running this code. Obviously it will also contain myRoot1.tag is equals to books. It is also converting our original XML file data into the tree structure, and this will contain what? Our root tag. Now to print all the childrens of our root tag, we can use this method, that is for child in myRoot. Okay, and this we are using the child.tag and child.attribute. So if my tag is containing the attribute, then it will return it, and if it is doesn't, then it will return it as a empty string. So myRoot1, which is my books tag, is containing the 3 book child. So it is returning it, and it is having one attribute, that is name, at a first book tag. So this is returned. Now this particular tag is based on a hierarchy. Likewise, in our previous data, this will be what? myRoot variable. If I am identifying that myRoot of 0, so it will be this book data. If I am identifying myRoot of 1, so this will be this book data. If I am identifying myRoot of 2, then this will be this book data. Now again, if I want to uniquely identify this, so this is myRoot, first of all, at index 0, at index 1. So to uniquely identify this first author, what we need to use? myRoot 0 and 1. Same as to identify this, we need to use myRoot. This is 0, 1 and 2, that is 2 and 1. So uniquely identify this author, we need to use myRoot index 2 and index 1 in a box. So this is the myRoot at 0 tag, myRoot at 0, 0 tag, myRoot at 1 tag, and myRoot 1 at 0 tag. So this is the output, book title, book title. Now same we can also get the attribute using the attrib. Same we can also get the text using the i.text. So this is of 0th index, so this is of first book. This is the output of this first book. All the first books text will be returned as an output. Now to get all the second book tag data, that is tag, text and attribute, we are using for I in myRoot1 of location index 1, print i.tag, i.text and i.attribute. So this is the output, title, author and price. This is the tag name, this is the tag text, and this is the attribute. But this doesn't contain any attribute value, so it is empty dictionary. Now to store or create a new file using this myRoot. So first of all, this myRoot.iterate method is similar to myRoot.find_all method. So it will iterate over all the title tags and it will return the output to the I. So in a first iteration, it will store the i.text, that is your text value, that can be. So the first title can be is what? The cat in the hat. Okay, so that will be multiplied by 2 and that we are storing in A. So the cat in the hat will be multiplied, will be the output of our A. Now we are storing that to the i.text itself, and we are setting the attribute to the title tag as updated is equals to yes using this set method, in which we are providing the attribute key and attribute value. Now to create a new file, new updated file, we can use mytree.write method, and this is my new file name. So let us just run this code. So this is our code is successfully run and our file is also created. Let us just check our file. So this is our file in which we have already written this, the cat in the hat, and this updated to the title, new particular attribute is added, that is updated is equals to yes. Over here also updated is equals to yes, over here also updated is equals to yes. So this is the new file dot. So we had learned the two parsing methods or ways, using the beautiful soup method and using the XML eTree.element tree method.